We were just sort of trying to work out what we call this, really, because it's not an autobiography as such. It's not a salacious tell-all sort of thing, but it's sort of like an update of where you are now.
It's kind of like the reality show was, you know, did really well. We had great viewing figures, and we haven't done it for a while. And it's almost like the reality show on print of the last 4 or 5 years. It's not an autobiography. It's not scandalous in any way, but it's a real insight to ups and downs, to the family, to what happens at home, and it's great for the people that support us.
Family catch-up, really, isn't it?
That's exactly right. It's a family catch-up.
So, what sort of a dad are you?
A good one. No, I'm the kind of dad that's very strict. You know, my parents worked so hard, and it was a very different relationship. It was so much love, but you're almost like, you know, very shy, you know.
You said you wouldn't cuddle up with your dad to watch a movie or.
Well, it's funny because you're right. Because I said to Dad once, it took me 30 years to say I love you, Dad. I rang him on the phone. I said, Dad, you know what? I love you. And typical Dad, in his Greek accent, went, yes, my son. We are all very fond of you too.
Oh.
So if he found it difficult to say I love you, now he says it all the time. He's absolutely wonderful.
Have you turned him into a hugger?
He's not a hugger.
Not a hugger.
Mum is, not Dad.
You're sort of going through now what a lot of families will be going through, which is the fact that sort of phones and tablets and online profiles, and you've got your children are growing up. They're sort of hitting that stage, having them around the house, times that you get to play them. You've got quite strict rules in your house, haven't you?
I do. So they're not allowed mobile phones at home. They're not allowed on social networks, things like that at home. And like I've said before, it doesn't mean I'm right. That's just my way of doing it. And I let them have their iPads, but there's rules. You know, we have social time when we sit and eat. We don't watch TV. I know it sounds boring.
It doesn't.
But this is just to... I want to instill what Mum and Dad instilled in us, and then they can go on their iPads. Then they can do this, but they've got to have outside time. Yeah.
Well, it's difficult because that's not necessary. Everybody does things differently, and as you say, there's no right or wrong. But Katie does it slightly differently, doesn't she?
You know what? I mean, every parent, you've got to compromise, and you do. You have to compromise, and I will never say I'm right. It's just at home I have my rules, and the kids are great with it. They don't come and argue it. They're just like, OK, no worries.
And that's the way it is. And you're obviously married life. In the book, there's some beautiful pictures of Emily in her wedding dress, looking gorgeous,